uh, plan of sales planning is required, right? Sales planning is required. So importance of sales planning. So any market plan, sales activity is more important and to be more effective because all activities of organization directly are related to sales plan. So according to sales plan, all other plans will be uh, developed or formed. Why? Because ultimate object is the company has to sell more number of products. Ultimate only thing is the company has sell more number of products. Uh, that's the target is organization says include top level, middle level, lower level managers also the target is fixed, right? So the way important it sales plan give the clear cut direction of the company where the company is, where the company is going to plan, right? No plan, no direction. Company has to grow bigger size and increase the company sale. It gives a clear direction. The plan is giving the direction for next 5 years. Say, for example, see this year the sales are 100 crores, right? 2020, 22, 23, 22, 23 sales are this much. Next 5 years, maybe 2028, the company has to increase the company sale is double. Nothing but is it 200 crores. Company has to double its sales for next 5 years. So the target is very clear. So whatever the steps taken by the company, the target is 200 crores. The sales for next 5 years, double in next 5 years, company sales. So according to that, the company has create a clear-cut idea about the sales plan, and the object is very clear, right? So then coordination to reach the targets. The coordination important for all the departments, say the production department, sales department, finance department, and inter-department, and see that inventory management, all the departments are coordinates to reach the targets. So as our example is company has to increase the sales for next 5 years, the sales may be double. So according to that, all the departments will coordinate and all together one platform, then only the sales plan will be, whatever you plan will be achieved. Situation analysis, see that the company has to analyze the situation also. Whatever we predict for next 5 years, we don't know what are the changes are going in the market. Either no new player enter the market, we assume that our sales must be double next 5 years. The 5 years plan is there. 5 years will double. So these 5 years, anything can be changed. You see that we live example of COVID. No one predicted the COVID and the whatever the hit is there and how it will affect it in the market, how it will be. No, situations are very bad to the companies also that period. So like the situation SWOT analysis is also there, strength, weakness, opportunity, threats. So like so situation analysis after 1 year, see that what we achieved is what is the plan. We are moving to the planning same side or other direction is there. So helping helps in forecasting. So sales planning helps to forecasting an internal part of scale planning, minimize the uncertainties and risk involving in the future sales of a company and its products. Right? Forecasting of the sales planning is forecasting the future. So we need to avoid the risk and uncertainties whatever the possible. The control. So see that the control is very most important in sales planning. Whatever we see that control and cost, the company has its own possible for controlling the cost. So sales planning manager to set up a target and standard to achieve for his subordinate. Each level, the target is fixed. Right? Each level, each employee level and each store level and each regional level or it's a zonal level or it's state level or it's a national level, the standards are fixed, right? So every employee or every manager has to reach the target. It is a practice now. When they compare actual to standard, if they perform well, means their performance about this whatever the standard, this is the employees are getting good. Otherwise, the company has to uh, review the policies also. Economy. So a good sales plan encounter the manager to exploit the opportunities and focus on operational efficiency. So if the company is frame the appropriate correct sales plan, and it gives this more advantage to the company, and sales planning suggests the best course of action of the company. So it is ultimate, right? It's ultimate. What are the different types of plans? According to time period, the plans may be short-term plan, mid-term plan, and long-term plan. right? The short-term plan, nothing but the plan is less than 1 year, 3 to 12 months is a short-term plan. Right? The company has to prepare the short-term plan also. In short term, what are the activities we need to do? What are the advantages we need to give? What are the advertisement we need to give? Right? What are these in short term, and how we can right, how we can increase the company's sales, and what is the demand and supply of short term period. And then the period is midterm. The company has short term. The company cannot start new ventures and new manufacturing units. It will take some time. So longer term, the company can establish new plants and new units and enter new markets. It will take some time, right? The midterm, the midterm plan involves the setting up a slight longer term objective. Is a short term objective, longer term objective. The key factor on determining all problems associated with the with plan that's been operated some time and modified the existing plan according to these requirements, right? So long-term plan is more than 3 years, 2 to 3 years of long-term period. In the long-term period, the company can start what I said earlier, can start new branches and new units, new enter new market, right? All are part in these types of sales plans. And some useful steps for undertaking the selecting a perfect sales plan to determine the customer needs for a particular product. So first, customer is a king in the market, right? So we need to study the customer needs, whatever he wants. Once the company has understand this customer needs, so according to this customer needs, the company has to produce the product. Why? Because the customer is more alternative. Try to build the products according to the customer needs. So whatever the customer, otherwise the customer won't buy a product. See that the nano cars, or you can see this word of Nokia phones. Nobody can use now, right? So the Nokia phone, see that the product according not according to the customer needs. So build a strategy plan under expert guidance of senior officials. See that the senior officials, they give some suggestions how the market can be, what are the changes are going in the next 5 years, and what about the last few years effect is there, how the customers have react in short term, long term, mid term. So like that, the company has to take experts' opinions, senior opinions also, build a short term plan, implement it, and then convert into medium plan, then it will result into long term plan. See that the first is a pilot, then it moved to, if it is successful, it moved to medium to a long-term plan. So at the end of one mid-term plan, the company analyzes the positive and implement in the long-term goal. Okay. So what are the factors are affecting this sales planning? Not that much easy. The four people sitting and decide that next 5 years our sales will be double. This year our sales 100 crores. Next 5 years, about our sales is 200 crores. Not that much easy, right? So some of the factors are influencing for preparing a good sales plan. Factors are internal factors as well as external factors. So internal factors are factors which are initiated with the company, and they can control these whatever the factors are there. First one is the company products. So if it is the most powerful the most important factor in determining the sales company is a product. Product or now it is called as service also. So products, a quality product which satisfy the customer needs, they use and more on time, right? Or see that otherwise the company product is ready, but the customer won't buy the product. They are postponing because of various regions. Now inflation rate is the high interest rates are there, right? So see the COVID period, the people not spending much amount for their luxury. They are postponing their tourists, they're postponing the travel, tour and travel, and they're postponing for going for picnic. Like so many, they're postponing. But the company has product has some kind of a quality, and it satisfies the customer needs and is essential, or is it's either it's consumable, right? It's a perishable product. So like company products also deciding the sales forecast. It's an example, see that car manufacturing company, how car manufacturing can be predict the company sales, right? So now the biggest task is the cars facing a problem is either they go for EV model, or you go for a petrol diesel version. So company going for what kind of, how the company will shift. So CG Maruti Suzuki, they don't have an EV vehicle now, but already the Tata, some other companies, they started this Tata EV vehicle in the road. Like the company product is very most important. Then the second thing is financial control. If the company have sufficient financial sources and they are easily to mobilize the funds, they are predicting, they are starting new venture, introducing the new brands, using the new technologies, okay, spending of amount for promotional expenses, and see that the price also sometime sacrifice that increase the market. So like that, depending upon the company financial position. If the firm has a good, if it is a good firm, naturally they have a good resource, financial resources, they are spending higher side amount uh, for this sales planning. So marketing strategy is also important. So see that the marketing strategies which the company is satisfying, identify the satisfy the right market, right time, and fixing the right and suitable price, and selecting the brand, finding suitable distribution channel is required, attractive packages is required. So marketing strategies of a company play a very important role for a successful company, right? So market staff of a company. So ultimate, the staff whoever the working in the sales floor, what we call sales associates, they are giving the good impact to the company. If they are communicating well to the customers, the customer will give the mouth to mouth advertisement. The product will be sell, it will be survive more time, and the new promotional ideas. Everything is depending upon the marketing staff, right? And digitalization of the process. So digitalization process train the market quick and high sales product. So online sales platform is there. There are so many. We also discussed in last few classes the advantages, the limitations of online sales also. So now every company has to sell their products, their own websites, and they own, some company have their own online platform. They sell the product at the customer, or some are tied with Amazon, Flipkart, and other e-commerce operators also. So very easy, the customer very quickly. It depends upon, right? It depends upon the products. Right? We can't sell the product through a car, cannot we sell the product through online, right? So now the external factor also influencing the sales plan. The external factors are, these factors are uncontrolled. So the company doesn't have a control like in competition, demand and supply of the product, changes in income level of the customers, change in technologies, economic, political issues, and government policies, and the factor beyond this company limits, right? And significant impact on sales. See that economy, America economy is impacted our IT companies, right? So America is now suffering with high debts. Now everyone waiting for Monday. What happened Monday if the government take approval for the debt limit, expanding debt limit is okay. Otherwise, there is a problem, right? So like there are so many external factors also influencing for good sales plan. The first one is taste, preferences, and expectations of customers. So taste and expectations of customers rapidly change due to the impact, due to the more inputs. See that there's a technological period, then everyone expecting more, and the customer easily move one company to another company, one product to another product, and n number of alternatives are available. If the company is unable to expect the customers satisfaction, the customer won't buy. We have seen so many products are not gayab. No product is very popular products, although no more now. We see very, we use this live example. Everyone knows Vodafone. Sorry, what we call uh, mobile phone, Nokia phone, right? And Motorola phone is there, Yahoo is there. So many companies are there. Now there is no existence. We don't know next few years what are changes are going in the market due to this AI, artificial intelligence. We talked about chat GPT and deep technology. There are new kind of technological rising, but the customers' expectations are changed very rapidly. So company has to move according to the customer needs and expectations. business cycle. So no, earlier also we discussed the business cycle, nothing but is economic cycle and fluctuate in economic activities or in economic experiences over the period of time. Either it is a no, in a business cycle, there are four phases are there: recession phase, growth, bottom, and depression stage is there. So in the growth stage, the company naturally selling the more products. If it is recession, the company won't sell much. Customers are postponed to buy a product, and the customer spending for most amount for these essential products like whatever that we eat and we wear, right? And we postpone for some other kind of products. Excuse me. And right. So if it is everyone according to the business cycle, the company has forecasting company sales. Depending upon the business cycle, which stage it is now, either it's a growth stage or it's a bottom stage, depression stage, or recession stage. According to that, the companies are forecasting the company sales. So business cycle influence the sales of a company, right? After the government policies, so government is changing their policies for various regions. See that the company is giving higher priority for green energy, solar system, EV vehicles, right? So that sector will get some incentives, some subsidies. All other side, see that the coal-based companies or the environmental polluted company, they are government giving not giving any exemption to otherwise taxation, pollution, restrictions on advertisement, like the government have its own priorities are there. According to that, the government policies also influencing the company sales. Right? For example, EV vehicle companies, they give some, the company can get that some advantage, or solar energy, so they give some advantage, right? The pollution created company, they get punished. So, like the government has own policies also influencing company sales planning economic conditions. See the now everyone talks about the prices are increased rapidly. The savings are poor. Savings are poor. We spend most of nowadays. The people are spending more amount for essentials, atta, dal, right, aloo. We spending amount. The prices are increased. We spending amount for petrol, diesel. But our limitation, our whatever these savings are limited. Our savings are not increased that much. As market going up. So like economic conditions, per capita income, disposable income, consumable level income, consumption level income, employment position, saving in pattern, government expenditure, national building programs. So like the economic conditions also decide this company sales planning, right? Inflation rate, especially inflation rate. So most of the companies, whatever they are using this raw material prices are increased. So you can take example of Asian paints. The raw material is petrol, diesel. The prices are increased. Cement, the petrol supplies, whatever this limestone and input material increased. So if the input material increases, the companies increase the sales price. The customer has to buy. Right? Our customer has to postpone for certain period if it is not consumable products. So competition in the markets, the competitors and competitors influence the competition, right? See the live example of IPL matches. For example, the company competitor giving this, Asian Paints giving the advertisement for IPL matches. So what about the burger? They need to spend amount same. Otherwise, the people, whatever to forget this burger company name, right? So your competitor encourage you. You need to face the competition. You need to spend the amount, and you need to give some change your pricing strategies, and you need to occupy the market, high market share. Very strong brand collection power is always company increase the company sales, right? So companies also influencing the company sales planning, right? So like these are the factors that are influencing company sales planning. But the stages in the sales planning, the first stage is the first stage. There are first and major functions of organization to make a strategic marketing plan. So with this strategic marketing plan, an organizations encourage the target to be achieved, right? And see that first one is business objectives, defining the business objectives. So the see that the business objective is they need to increase the company sales in future. At the same time, company has to increase its revenues, its profits, right? And every company has a two object: increase the sales. Sometimes sales are increased, but profit may not be increased. The reason is raw material price is increased, and the company giving commission to their distributors. So, like in this case, the company won't uh, get good profits. The sales are increased, but the profit may not increase. But as a good company, always focusing on sales increase at the same time, profits also increased, right? For example, the television manufacturing company might be increased in the market share. You can have it now. Telephone companies, whatever the television companies now in a penetration stage, the company is no more further scope. So maybe sales may everyone has already have their own televisions in their houses. So people will buy, but very occasional. The percentage maybe 1 to 3% are at equal to our population growth, right? So this process of mm, business definition of object extremely important because not only for ensuring all these defining the business objectives. The second one is analysis of current market situations, right? So first the company has to analyze the markets, present markets. Based on that, the company can predict and forecast the future, how the market will grow. What are the changes in the going environment? What are these customer attitude change, customer income level change, government policies are change, right? Whatever the environmental changes are going on, what about these global changes are happening? Like the so many factors also influencing strategies are influencing for sales planning. So first one is a market analysis. The market analysis is very clear according to this David Acker Ackman. Market analysis include the present and future size and growth of the market. Present and future size and growth of the markets. So, for example, see that the already Asian paints their market share more than 50%. The chances are going to increase up to 3 to 4%. They can't increase major share. They are already big. They are multi-bigger company, and not is a bigger size. They can't increase for 50 to 80% or within two right. So competition is also there, and size also a deciding factor. Like for example, EV vehicle, the government is also giving higher priority for electric vehicles. So the size next few years, the growth may be more than 12 to 15%. That is possible. But we can't predict the same growth in Asian paint segment, right? In the profitability market, higher price, the people won't buy the products. And some markets are may not be profitable. Still, the companies are going to sell the market because they want to occupy the market share. And analysis of customer requirements. The companies are analyzing, taking the company employee feedback, customer feedback, these expert feedback. The companies analyzing these the customer requirements. What are the changes are expecting the customers? Right, it will be rapidly changing. And present trends in the market, the present how the trends are going on. Right, what are the trends in each sector, each segment wise? Right, what is the no? We're expecting more changes in IT, IT based. See that artificial intelligence, big data, what we call deep technology, like the cloud base. So, like so many changes are going. According to that, the company has to change in service mode. Right after COVID, the more changes are going on all the segments. See the earlier, no one predict the work for home culture. Now it is a very casual work for home culture, right? So the trend is there, right? So earlier, no one talked about this what we call moonlights. Now it's a common for the moonlight. There are trendy changes, right? Market competition analysis, the who are the competitors, what the pricing strategy, what the sales growth, who are the promoters. So what this company with the company market analysis, they are comparing the other company strategies, other company logos, other company branding strategies, other company distribution channels, other company promotion channels. Like the companies are analyzing the markets for the competitors also. right? A channel of distribution. What kind of channel the company go for? They go for B2B or B2C, or it is what kind of channel they go for? Wholesaler, or retailer, right? The channel is also very most important. If the product available, all the customers they can easily track this, uh, increase the company sales, right? See that golden companies, when the companies believe so macro and microeconomic analysis also there. So company GDP growth per capita income is there, and what about this global factors are there, political period is there, right? So all under micro and macroeconomics, cost benefit analysis of industry also. So it is also under market analysis, what is the cost, what is the benefit? So if spending amount for higher amount in advertisement, it is the cost, what is the benefit? What is the percent of increase in this company? Sales. Right? Second one is the SWOT analysis. So every company has to analyze its SWOT analysis. They can apply for SWOT analysis. Right? So SWOT is a four words. What is the strength? What are the weaknesses? What are the opportunities? What are the threats of the company? Right. So under this year, see that internal external factors. What are the strengths are there? The strength thing the company does well. So in the company, everyone knows the company CEO, company brand, no? Company ethical policies, and employees inside. All these are the strength of the company, qualities and separate of the company with the competitors. Right. Earlier, I take about an example. Asian Paints, the quality compared with other company products, the competitors. So internal resources, skill, knowledge, and workforce. So it is a strength for us. We take example of IT company. The IT company major resources are skilled and knowledgeable workforce, nothing but employees, right? Intangible assets like nothing but patent, trademarks, and capital properties and technologies. So intangible asset we talk about, we know these pharma companies. So they required more patents and trademarks and capital properties required for this manufacturing companies. IT companies required more technological usages. So like these are the strengths of a company. What are the weakness? Things the company lacks. If the company, some company they won't public believe will see that the company sometimes is good, sometimes is bad, or some always the company in the news channels. So like is sometimes good, sometimes is bad. So it is a weakness. The things competitor to do better than the company. So why should the company customers always think about why not go to other company products? Right? There is an option. It has more option. The company doesn't have the option, but the customer has more option for choosing the products. The resources are limited, right? And limited number of skilled employees, knowledgeable employees are very limited, and unclear selling proportions are there. So there is no clear cut about selling a proper for propositions. That is there in this weakness. What are the opportunities are there? The opportunities are under undeserved market for specific products. So opportunity means the scope for increasing the market, entering the new market and introducing a new product, either vertical or horizontal, and easy to get the revenues. Few more compete in the industry, only few more industry. Then you can take this only Zomato, Swiggy, only two. Or you can take example of only two companies competitors are there, and very few companies. If the new entered, we don't know what kind of pricing strategy. Which is only one, the company, it is a monopoly, customer doesn't have any option. So see that if you see the example of Ola, Uber, Rapido. So what customer can do is customer is always change one to another, compare the price. The distance is same, the prices are different. The customer will have option for choosing the lower price one rather than higher price one, right? So if it is a one, company has to choose the same, right? So like no, emerging need of company product services, emerging needs, right, is option. Favorable coverages and media praise and favorable government policies also. So favorable media and press also. So see that green energy, we talked about green energy and media coverage and environment protection. And now this year, the government of India uh, giving the platform for the G20 summit. Like there's lot of media coverages are there and lot of discussion going on these global environment effect, all these. Sometimes the favorable government policies also in importance. We see the lot of news in going on in the market or regarding the organic groups, how this favorite government helps the companies also. So what are the threats? The threats emerging competitors. So there's a new thing that whenever the Indian company will grow slowly, then the foreign market, the foreign company enter, kill our markets. So most of the cases, and we, the Indian company is going to a certain level, uh, then the foreign company entered and they kill our local market. The customer has choose the foreign company product rather than Indian company products. Still, they have a option. I have given so many examples. Also, last week I gave see the Coffee Day and Starbucks and Indian car companies. We see that Indian companies are growing. Then Kia company or Ford company. There's so many other country products also capturing our markets. And the changing regulatory environments. The regulatory environment is always changing government policies and protecting basically environment aspects. Negative media, press coverage sometimes is a negative media also small advertisement. We see this Maggie issue in Nestle, how this Maggie news spreading in and also killing, reducing the sales of Maggie, and Nestle company suffer for this issue. Changing customers' attitude towards the company. So company, sometimes the customer has to change. They can move to other company. Uh, for they won't spend longer time. They move to other company also. If the other company give the more benefits and more features and good price rates and good service, the customer definitely move to one company to another company. So these are the internal and external. So opportunities and threats are external, and internal are strengths and weaknesses internal, right? And the company we can focus on for these weaknesses, but outside the company cannot live in their hands. Srinaskar, any doubts? A statement
Sir,
of any doubts?
sir, one general doubt, sir. Sir, this
Yes.
inflation is a negative word or positive word with respect to
Which one?
market?
Which one? Which one? Which one?
Inflation, sir, inflation.
So inflation is see that sometime it's a good and sometime is a bad. It depending upon this what kind of product it is, right? For example, car inflation impact in influence is impact. For example, real estate inflation is impacted, right? But
Yes, sir.
sometimes inflation also helps to this whoever these raw material sellers. Farmer they can sell higher price, right?
Yes, sir.
And also inflation always tie with bank interest rates.
Oh.
So now the
The
problem
inflation
is
means
the middle
inflation
class
means
families. Yeah,
inflation meaning, sir, general meaning.
generally is increasing the prices of these commodities.
Prices of
Pricing
commodity.
prices increases. The prices increase depending on various factors are influencing the increase of prices. Right? Cash flow, demand and supply, cash flow, the shortage of raw material. So inflation maybe there are two, either demand push and supply push. Supply side inflation and demand side inflation is also there. But now the condition is the government thinking about this supply of currency. So reducing the supply of the currency, the only way to control the inflation. Not only India, even abroad also, foreign also, America also increasing interest rates. If the interest rates are increased, the people are postponing to buy the product and they're spending limited amounts. Other side,
Oh,
if the company sales are not good, company cannot appoint new employees, the company cannot pay the good taxes to the government. It is cyclical.
okay.
It is cyclical, one to one. Okay. Statement of selling objectives. So selling objectives, how it is clear is long term and short term. and how the companies will grow in longer period. Determination of market and sales potential. So identify the potential market areas and potential markets. If it is a potential market, the company is very easy to sell their product. Right? If it is a new company, it is a new in the market, automatically it's very easy. So if no player is there, this is the only one company, it's a potential is there, easily company can sell the more product. So sales potential means the expected maximum possible sales of products of that market, which a company for given specific period of time under given circumstances. So generating and selecting strategies. So sometimes no, this company cannot generating. They go for selective wise. Whatever is there, you can't. No, strategies can be set up approach with company users achieve desired goals. So selecting right strategy among these very alternatives are there. So company has to select, the man has to select appropriate one. Either company want to give any offer and which period the company give the offer and what is the best time to give the offer. So if the offer is closed, then what about? So like the company has select, see that the company has giving this very most important, right? Then after that, preparing the marketing programs. So preparation of marketing, preparation of strategy statement. So discussion about all the steps provide and needed information to the manager to establish comprehensive marketing program to execute the strategies, right? So the program, whatever the marketing programs are required. So marketing mix include already we discussed so many times. So product, price, promotion, and place also all are marketing programs. How best the company are integrated about these marketing mix, right? The very most important is also the once the product is good, the pricing also important, the promotion is also important, place is also important. So all under preparing a good marketing plan. So budgeting and resource allocation. If the company is a bigger company, they have a sufficient resources, they can easily allocate the resources. But as a small company, very limited company, they can't spend higher amount for advertisement. They can't give this commission, whatever this companies to the customer, whatever this middleman, or they can't sacrifice the profits. So if it is a larger company, they have a good resources, they can spend allocating amount for budget. Right, modification to the original plan are allowed. Right, implementation control. Right, once is implemented, then it will be control. So means is reviewed. So whatever we take a decision, is it correct or not? If it is not correct, the company has to modify it. Then they can see the results. Right. So like the company are implementing the details of approval plan after preparation of objectives, the marketing programs, proper allocation of resources, and forecast revenues, cost statements should be informed to all who are involved to achieve these sales objectives. Right. So after this, what are the essentials of sales planning? So sales planning essentials are the market research. The company has to study the markets and what get the market. See that there are so many data sources out there to study the market research. So like economic survey reports are there, RBA bulletins are there, Indian Statistical Service services also providing some data like World Rating Agencies, Standard and Poor, Fitch, and ICRA, CARE, IBI's World, like so many magazines, journals, and data sources available to analyze the market. Most of the experts also available in the market or in the they are expert in the market field. They are suggesting. So like the market research required. Once the market research is done, then you need to identify your target customer. If the companies identify the target customer, they are deciding the position of the market. Once the target is identified, and what about the competitors analysis? Who are the competitors? What are the strategies is there? What is the plan? Pricing is there? What kind of what kind of offer prices are there. Then we need to study what kind of strategies are there, and how they are giving commission to their middleman. What is the distribution network? How the company is? What is the market share? So, like the companies has studied the complete analysis also. Then the selling strategy also, how the company is selling these products. Either they can go for either direct mail or email, mobile messages, social media, content strategy, street team, seminar, workshop, partnership, joint ventures. So they are selecting all of. There are so many out of which the company selecting the best one and doing the sales strategies, selling strategies. The company has to decide the budget, right? Spending amount for the quarter, see that month wise, quarter wise, half year wise, and year to year comparison, the spending of activities. So ultimate object is the company has to get return on investments. What is the return? What is my investment? Return on investment. Suppose the company has spent 100 rupees for advertisement. What is this revenue? Right? If the company has invested amount, for example, I did the business for 100 rupees, my profit is 50, right? My return on investment is what we call 50%. Sometime my investment is 100, the return on investment is 10 rupees, only 10%, right? So how much investment is there? What is the return is there? This return is always higher than the market return, or it will be uh, if it's a growth company, they are getting the good return. If it's not growth company, they will get uh, uh, 10 to 12% of CAGR. Okay, standards and expecting actual and standards. If it is actual and both are uh, there, the company will perform well, or it will be variation. So the company has analyzed the variations, why the variations are there. What is the reason? We predicted the sales for example, Kukatpalli, the sales required is 1 lakh per day, but it's only 80,000 is there per day with 20,000 shortage. What is the reason? Why is the 20,000 is? What about this Lingampalli branch? Like the companies are compared with the standards and actuals. Our target given is 1 lakh, but actual is 80. What is the reason? Right? The reason is the company can find out the reasons. Now, it's only Kukatpalli branch. What about the other branches also? Like they are comparing one to one and take the appropriate decisions. The selling strategies, the selling strategies are understand the customer buying behavior, obtain employees commitments, and achieve targets, estimation of time requirements of accomplish the goal, the better communication to the customer about the product and services, and estimation of required resources or proper utilization of them, and coordination of sales force, all are under strategies are there, right? Who is our buyer? Who is our customer? What does our customer values? What does our mission? What is our plan? What is our desired results? The result is naturally we need to occupy the company market share and market leader and get good revenues are there, right? So strategies, sales plan continues constantly the following objectives are there. So incorporation of clear organizational objectives are under, right? I will stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue this remaining part. Tomorrow is the last day. Sinus Garu,
Sir.
any doubts? I can stop here.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.